My goodness, week 11 of NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland. The last checkpoint till Thanksgiving. We've gotten this far. My goodness.
We've come a long way. We should wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving early.
Well, we let us be among the first to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and we hope that everybody who gets together just does it safely, and we know that you will, and enjoy your friends and your family and your loved ones. Meanwhile, on to the football. Well, a year ago, the Baltimore Ravens won just about every regular season game in sight. They had the best record in the conference. The Tennessee Titans, though, upended them in the playoffs, and it was the Titans that got to the championship game instead of the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, this year, both teams, Baltimore and Tennessee, started out big time. But the last 3-4 weeks, more losses than wins. They renewed acquaintances at the Big Crab Cake in a game that both wanted very badly. And you could see last year's playoff game was 28-12, and Derrick Henry, big game, and the Titans congregating on the B crest, and the two teams renewing acquaintances, wondering who's bringing the mashed potatoes, who's got the turkey, you got the stuffing for Thanksgiving? Come on now, I got a table set for everybody. Meanwhile, Ryan Tannehill had checked down to Cameron Batson, 3rd and 11 Titans, and it's a first down. Now, Tannehill time floats. Jonnu Smith, 7-0 Tennessee.
Great play call, all set up by the run game, play action, touchdown for Tannehill.
Now it's a 7-6 Tennessee lead in second quarter. Last year's MVP Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews, boy, is he, what a year he's having, what a player he is. That's a 30-yard pickup. Then the youngster, J.K. Dobbins. He's in the end zone. The Ravens go for two. They get it. They're up 14-7.
And you got the feeling the Ravens were starting to play Raven football, run the football, control the clock.
They were 14-10 now, third quarter. Dez Bryant, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we reintroduced you to Dez Bryant. He caught 1,057 days between receptions.
Throw up the X, boom.
Dez. Meanwhile, Lamar, Andrews, 31 yards, and it's 21-10. The Ravens, see, they're still going, wait a minute, I thought you were bringing the sweet potatoes.
I got the yams.
Hot cross buns? What do you got? 20. Now, later in the third, Tannehill, Corey Davis, he's open. Look, Baltimore at home with a 21-10 lead. Usually they put it away. No Calais Campbell, no Williams in the middle, but they were doing a heck of a job. And on a wildcat, the snap over Derrick Henry's head, Mike Vrabel goes, really?
Yeah.
I have a headache. We call this now? Kicked a field goal to Tennessee. Gostowski, who was on today, 21-13 Baltimore. Tannehill, A.J. Brown. Now they're feeling it. Now, this is that rate trying for the punch out. They don't get it. And once you get to A.J. Brown with 4 minutes to go with 2.5, look at this. I'm not Derrick Henry, but I sure play like him. Get out, get out, get out. He's through the back of the end zone. They still don't have him. Touchdown.
The most physical receiver in the NFL, A.J. Brown.
And now it's 24-21 after a two-point conversion. Jackson, under 2, scrambles for 14. They get stopped, and Justin Tucker. Is there any field goal that isn't right down the absolute middle that he kicks? 29-yard field goal, overtime. We have the toss, and the Ravens win it. We're going to receive. Let's go. But Harold Landry, number 58, it's a sack. Ravens punt, so Tennessee ball. Tannehill to Davis. Now, we must say for 3 quarters, they held Derrick Henry to like 40-something yards rushing. But in the fourth quarter, and then from the 29 in overtime, the leading rusher last year is the leading rusher this year. You know, we're gone, and we've come from behind with a win. A stunning win for Mike Vrabel in Tennessee over John Harbaugh's Ravens after the Ravens led by 11, 30-24. The Titans, who are going up against Indy again next week. It seems like they play every week. And the Ravens all of a sudden are stunned. Derrick Henry, he's a locomotive when he gets going. Only our Sal Palantonio could stop him.
Deja vu all over again, Derrick. Finish it out with a walk-off, run into the end zone. How did that feel for you?
Felt great, I just want to be able to help my team win, and whatever I can to do that, I'm willing to do. Everybody did a great job blocking on that play. I just had to break a couple tackles, make my read, and get north to south. Like Coach said, now's the time when teams separate themselves. We just focus on taking 1 week at a time and getting a W, going 1-0 each week.
Hey, Derrick, great job. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Sal.
Great job, Sal, as always. He's still winded. I mean, we just scored. Sal did stop.
It's a walk-off. He ran it off, touchdown.
Well, listen, I mean, like we said in the highlight booger, look, Baltimore, even though they were without a couple of their main players, and there's no way to candy coat that, in the middle, they had a great plan, we thought, for Derrick Henry, and they seemed to put the clamps. You rarely stop him for 4 quarters, and, of course, this was 5 quarters.
You know, you mentioned Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams, the 2 big defensive tackles for Baltimore. They did an outstanding job first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. But when you go against a back that's that big, boom, it's the accumulation of hits. Because not only do you have to defeat the offensive lineman and the fullback, then you got to tackle a 250-pound back. And at some point, the accumulation is going to be too much. And for the Ravens defense, they got to get those guys back healthy. 2 games in a row, they've given up 173 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. That's not Baltimore-like. Baltimore's used to stopping and run. And anytime you can run on them, that's something that they don't like.
Well, they've lost 3 or 4. They're 6-4. So, I mean, Pittsburgh, we're going to show them in a moment, but you know that they've won. So This is who they play in Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving. It's not about catching anybody, Pittsburgh, for the division anymore. It's about getting going. They're good enough to do it, but I don't know. Do we doubt them even getting it? I don't. I still would be shocked if they didn't make the playoffs, although coughing up an 11-point lead.
I would be shocked also. Thursday night becomes a must-win because if they go to 6-5, they could be buried Thursday night against the Steelers. And for Tennessee, boom, let's not forget, this team is going to be a tough out. They can, when they can run the football and they can do things a certain way, they're very well coached. Mike Vrabel is one of the better coaches in this league. And I just love their style, how they play football. They're physical everywhere, not just Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, like everybody's physical. They're going to be a tough out in January.
Yeah, Baltimore will get it, but, you know, they even snapped it to the up back, who is their backup quarterback on a punt, Taysom Hill Jr. I mean, wait, they're pulling out the stops in tennis, so that'll be – so 2 teams that are used to winning divisions, New England and Houston, just trying to get going. The 2 coaches who are dear friends, work together under Bill Parcells. Romeo Crennel, of course, was defensive coordinator. Many of the Super Bowl championships that Coach Belichick won in the early days. They greet each other, and then Deshaun Watson greets Brandon Cooks all the way down to the 4 as New England leads it 10-7. Second quarter, pump fake Deshaun Watson. Look at this. Didn't we just see Derrick Henry in another game? Well, that's Deshaun Watson. He bowled over McCourty.
The Texans may be having a bad year, but Deshaun Watson is playing outstanding, boom.
And Houston leads it 14-10. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Hey, by the way, the roof opened. Very rare, you know, probably a COVID thing, a good thing. It was a warm day. And Pharaoh Brown, my goodness, trying to instill his will. Sometimes it works. It did here. Look at him drag everybody.
The stiff arm, and then it takes 7 Patriots to bring him down.
And Gilmore, he drags, Now, look at the stiff arm. Then Watson to Kiki QT. Say that 5 times fast. Touchdown Texans. Coach Belichick, you know what? This stuff.
It's too much. I'm going to get rid of this
21st century
technology.
Get rid of this crap. Patriots down 21-10 at the half, but you know they get back in it. Cam Newton, third quarter. Demir Bird, flying, no pun intended, across the, it was intended, 30-yard gain. Now at the 42 of Houston. Newton, he's going to let it fly to Bird. Well, that's nice.
Really nice job by Cam Newton and Bird tracking the ball in the air. Not the easiest catch, but he made it look easy.
So 21-17. Now under 4 minutes to go in the game. Patriots down by 1 score, 27-20. Newton, Jacoby Myers. Could they mount a comeback? Came from behind a couple of weeks ago. Later in a drive, they beat Baltimore last week in a driving rainstorm, but J.J. Watt had himself a game. You know, he smelled a win. They've beaten only Jacksonville this year. J.J. smelled a win. J.J.
Watt and Eric Reed, probably the 2 best single defensive performances for the Texans today. They were really, really good.
Reed had pick. Watt had 4 quarterback pass defense. Newton avoid 4th and 4. Can they get it up? No, they can't. They turn it over on downs. He tried, but they sent the corner.
Yeah, he was doing all he could. Cam didn't see the corner blitz. He's got to get rid of that ball sooner. Nice call by Romeo and the defense.
They got it with just seconds left, New England did. And so, look, we saw the Hail Mary in Arizona. Can Cam get it? It's a long way to go. As long as there's not a foul, they can let Ryan Izzo catch the ball. Don't have to knock it down. And Houston, So much respect, so much friendship. And for Cam, friendship wasn't going to be enough because the Patriots fall to 4-6. Houston has a Thanksgiving game right away on the road at Detroit. But we give Houston credit. They've beaten only the Jags this year. They're still trying. That was a nice win for them.
They're still trying. And for Cam, he's trying to audition for this job next year. Pretty good performance today. He's going to need more of that throughout the rest of the season.
John Watson throwing for 344. We told you about J.J. Watt. Now, the Jags won on opening day. Since then, and now they got to play.
It's a long time.
Well, last week they gave Green Bay a game. Coach Tomlin said, look, we're not a Big Ten team playing the MAC. So it's 3-0 the Jags, and look at this. Keelan Cole kicks it off. A onside kick very early in the game for Doug Marrone. Why not try it in Jacksonville? It didn't work.
Oh, those tricky Jags. I'm going to put the wide receiver, they call that R5, and have him kick it instead of the kicker. Didn't work.
Marcus Allen, I'm not kidding you, recovered the ball for Pittsburgh. I used to see him go up over the pile. At any rate, Big Ben, James Washington, 12 yards. Look, the Jags tried it, right? They played.
They played hard.
They don't have the talent to stay with this. Big Ben, Chase Claypool. Now they have a pool that's closed in this stadium. Chase Claypool into the deep end. It's a touchdown, and they blow out the candles.
Yes, happy birthday to Juju. Nice little touch there.
24th birthday. 24 candles. Jake Luton tried to play Luton free, and he hit DJ Chark for 18 yards. But then Pittsburgh's defense, this reminded you what they can do. I understand Jacksonville hasn't won since opening day. Minka Fitzpatrick ball batted by Tyson Alu, and the Steelers take over.
If the ball is in the air, Minka Fitzpatrick will find it.
You know the Steelers, we know Claypool has like a touchdown every game, right? But on this day, Deontay Johnson was the big receiver. Bobble, got it! That's nice at first to goal, Pittsburgh. Johnson caught 12 for 111. And then, look, Matt Snell had 100 yards in Super Bowl III to help the Jets upend the Colts. His great nephew, Benny Snell, had a touchdown for Pittsburgh. I love Matt Snell. 17-3 Pittsburgh.
Benny Snell, University of Kentucky product.
Well, Matt Snell was Ohio State number 41 for the Jets. Meanwhile, Luton. Stephen Tuitt has good intuition. And 67 straight games with a sack. Second longest since they recorded it, held by
the Buccaneers.
Your Buccaneers. Luton, that's a great pick by Terrell Edmonds.
Just an outstanding play. They've been a little disappointed with the first-round pick. He showed up big today.
Now the Steelers, 20-3. Big Ben, play action. Eric Ebron. I mean, there were guys there. I mean, they're not like coverage broke down, but good-looking play.
What a great pickup in the offseason. He's been great. General Manager Kevin Colbert did an outstanding job finding Big Ben another weapon.
So, the Steelers win 27-3. We told you about their Thanksgiving night home game. Remember that amazing Christmas night home game a few years ago with Baltimore? They have that again for Jacksonville. I mean, they tried. Pittsburgh wins 27-3 for Mike Tomlin.
We did the job today. We checked the boxes. Wasn't perfect, but nothing's perfect about us except our record. And we talked openly about that last night. We just want to wear it the proper way. We want to step into the stadiums and be prepared to fight and compete every week and understand that we're going to get people's best shot.
And I said it this week, we're not chasing perfection in terms of 16-0. We're chasing the Lombardis. And so that's the most important thing for us is we just have to focus on this week and playing our best 1 week at a time.
They had the, quote, look past game with Dallas a couple weeks ago, and you saw the result last week when they came back. And Mike Tomlin had their attention. I'm sure the players, look, I'm going to give you what the 10-0 means historically, but they have never been 10-0, the Steelers, going into Thanksgiving. Like you said, we may not be perfect, said Coach Tomlin, but our record is.
Well, it's a huge win because Mike Tomlin understands who they are. he got their attention. And I was more impressed by their defense today. If the Steelers are going to win a championship and go as far as we think they can go, it's going to be their defense. They only gave up 206 yards, 4 turnovers today. The defense was outstanding. And Big Ben, the efficiency in which he's playing with, dinking and dunking, a lot of completions, 260 yards, but the defense was outstanding. And they have an opportunity on Thanksgiving night, when we give thanks, they have an opportunity to bury the Ravens. Because if they send the Ravens to 6-5, they can bury one of their arch rivals. I guarantee you Mike Tomlin is going to be preaching that.
Well, he will. Listen, this is since the Super Bowl era, all right? So that's late 60s. The Steelers are now the 17th team to start 10-0. Of the previous 16, 10 made the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything. It's just that's a fact. It's not analytics. That's actually a fact. By the way, does Cleveland ever play a home game in which the weather's not awful? Here's another one against the Eagles, but they're mudders. It's a game only a mudder could love. And by the way, Cleveland 6-3, not in first place. 3-5-1. Philly is in first place. That doesn't sound right, right? Oh, Denzel Ward hits Wentz as he throws. Sione, Taki, nothing ticky-tack about this play. Cleveland defense 7-0.
Yeah, Ward hit Wentz, but Wentz held the football entirely too long, and Taki made the pick. Wentz has got to let go of that ball sooner.
And Myles Garrett, COVID list, wouldn't even at the stadium watching at home. And Cleveland leads 7-0. Now take that to the third quarter again. Awful weather. Baker Mayfield, look out. Fletcher Cox is still doing it. What a great career he's had.
Unbelievable. Top 5 defensive tackle in the ball game. Just the awareness, not only to bull rush one of the better guards, but to reach out and get the ball. Great awareness, great player, Boom.
Gift from Andy Reid that keeps on giving. That was an Andy draft choice. Now, Alex Singleton recovers. Now Wentz, can they take advantage? Richard Rodgers open in the end zone, and we're tied at 7. And Fletcher Cox says, boy, when we can cash in, that's $1 million.
It makes you feel good as a defensive player.
$1 million smile. But you tell you what, a hell of a game for a defensive player. Olivier Vernon, you think he picked up the slack a little bit with Garrett out? He had 3 sacks, and there's a safety. When you get a safety, you know the feeling.
Absolutely.
12-7 Cleveland. Now it's 12-10. Now, Cleveland only rushed for 55 yards the first 9 drives. Somebody told Nick Chubb this, get out, rumbling, bumbling. He ain't stumbling. He's a locomotive. Get out. And wow, did this change the game. 54-yard run for Chubb.
All set up by the stiff arm. That's a defensive lineman. He stiff arms, and then Nick Chubb, his instincts did the rest.
Then Mayfield, a little read option, but no, didn't read. If the Eagles read it, ball rule dead. Play rule dead, forward progress. Yeah, it's okay. I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
Play not reviewable anyway. Doesn't matter what I think.
Exactly. Once forward progress is called, it plays over.
Kareem Hunt saw Chubb do this. Now look at Kareem Hunt. Able to leap tall buildings with a single bound into the end zone. Hunt is in their 1910 Cleveland.
Probably like a 40-inch vertical there.
That was pretty good. Now, it's 22-10. 2 minutes to go. Philly with the ball. Now, look, they got to make a lot happen. It's pouring. Play action. Wentz.
No.
Ward. Look, can Cleveland play at home in horrible weather every week? Because they might win the Super Bowl.
Well, because when you're playing horrible weather and you're the Browns, it forces them to play a certain style. Only 12 completions for Baker Mayfield. They ran the football over and over. A lot of carries, time of possession. That's the way Kevin Stefanski wants to play.
And look, the Cleveland Browns are 7-3. Big picture, you don't assume a darn thing. But they have 3 teams that are way below 5. They could stumble around and win 10 games very easily. Look at the position. Philly at 3-6-1, they're still in first place. Doesn't matter how many they lose, they're in first place.
They're in first place because of the tie.
Well, yes, they are. Meanwhile, the Saints, obviously Drew Brees, all the cracked ribs, the punctured lung. We wish the best for Drew, but there he is. He and Sean Payton watching Taysom Hill get his first start, the Swiss Army knife. Taysom Hill. Oh, this is going to be nice. That's the big knife that comes out of the Swiss Army knife. That's a long pass to Michael Thomas. But what did he do? He couldn't catch it. Next play. Hill. Yeah. Look, first start. Atlanta, they've been hot under Raheem. Saints are down 9-3. Hill. Now see, now he's sacked. And they miss a field goal. A doinker. Now it's 9-3. Hill buys time. Now you're going to Thomas across the middle. Few plays later. Good protection. Long ball. Maybe not as long as everybody thought.
Hey, the ball was a little bit underthrown, but a great adjustment by Sanders coming back. Too bad. They thought that was a fumble. The ball came out.
Sanders and a dark keys. Atlanta fumbled it back, and this is just a wild play. Under review, was he down? Keanu O'Neal he touched Sanders before all of that started, and that was a good call.
Great call. There he is touching it right there. Nice call by the officials getting it right.
All right. Theodore, Simon, Alvin Kamara, 3-yard touchdown, and the Saints lead 10-9.
He's got the best contact balance in football.
Early third quarter, it's still a 10-9 game. Atlanta plays the Saints twice. They play Tampa twice. They can at least be spoilers. Hill, Thomas, short of the first down, but here come the Saints. That was more like the tweezers, right? Now the Swiss Army knife. Now he goes in there. That's like the bottle opener.
That's an element that Drew Brees nor Jameis Winston bring.
17-9, and now Saints defense. They sacked Matt Ryan and company 8. That was 8 sacks against the Falcons. The most since week 13. Look at it, just continuing to come and come and come. And Matt Ryan went, really? So the defense is going to know that we got a new starting quarterback and they're going to take it out on me?
And anytime that happens, the defense raises their level of play, and the New Orleans Saints, led by defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, they did.
Now we're back to the Swiss Army knife. Running. Hill. Well, this is what he does. Into the end zone. It's a 10-yard run. The Saints march to their 7th straight win. It's 24-9 over a game Falcon team. But New Orleans, my goodness, now they are 8-2. And Taysom Hill, 1 start, 1 win.
If I'm being honest, I didn't fully understand what it took to be a starter in the NFL until I got here. And I had the opportunity to learn from Drew, and it was an emotional week. I felt a lot of love from a lot of people, and it was overwhelming in a good way. So we spent a lot of time reflecting, and then to be able to come out and get a win in my first start was gratifying more than anything. Man, I have so much love and respect for Drew and my other teammates that I wanted to make sure that I did my part to help us continue on.
Well, look, it may have surprised a lot of people, and we still may see Jameis, so who knows? Taysom Hill, this is what we all wanted to see. In the pocket, Booger, to me, especially second half, looked pretty good.
He looked outstanding, and here's the thing, Boom. Everyone wondered what the offense would look like. Is it going to be the Wildcat? What's it going to be? It looked like the same old New Orleans Saints. It was short passing. He was 18 of 23 for 210 yards. He rushed for 51 yards. The short passing game, Michael Thomas still got his touches, but here's the difference. You add the deep ball element. We saw him throw a couple of balls deep, and then the power running game from the quarterback position. So dare I say Taysom Allen brings something that the other two don't. And on top of this, here's what we have to mention. When you sack the other quarterback 8 times,
where I was going.
And defensively, when you're the New Orleans Saints and you play that way, if they get that effort from that group, nobody's beating the Saints. Not in that building or any other building.
No, they when they play defense like that, and it's a complimentary game as well.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, I've got that.
Yes.
But let's see, it's one game, and he'll have some stumbles.
He will.
But you know what? At 8-2, you can stumble a little
You
bit.
take it.
They look darn good. All right. Bengals at the football team of Washington. Number 1 and number 2 pick. Joe Burrow, Chase Young. Once upon a time together at Ohio State. That's ancient history. But obviously they remain friends. Meanwhile, Alex Smith, you know his story. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Terry McLaurin, one of the leading receivers in football. It's a 42-yard gain. Washington on the move. Antonio Gibson in there quickly. Gibson makes guitars. Gibson scores touchdown, 7-0 Washington. Same score second quarter. Burrow will fool Chase Young. Look at that. And Joe will make a first down inside the 5. How about this play?
Little zone read. I'm going to read the defensive end. He takes the back. I'll pull it. They do a nice job of using the athletic ability of Joe Burrow.
So Chase Young says, okay, you got me that time. Now, on this play, Joe is going to run for a touchdown on 4th and goal. But Ooh. Watch it again.
Well, Joe's going to learn at some point, yes, you're athletic, but it's 11 other athletic guys trying to take your head off, slide, or get out of bounds.
So they gambled on 4th down and had nothing to show for it. Remained 7-0. Burrow. This to T. Higgins. Now they're moving. First and goal, Bengals. And we saw Des Bryant. It seems like just as long for A.J. Green.
Yeah, it's been a while.
His first touchdown of the year. Of course, he hasn't played a lot. Of course, since they missed the extra point. They're the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's 7-6. Now, this is rough. Bengals lead 9-7. And Burrow was hurt. He held his knee right away. Everybody. Washington knew it. Of course, his team knew it. And it's an ACL. And we're going to show you. Well, we'll show you later on. But Haskins over. I mean, there he is.
You just hate to see it. He's one of the bright young players in this league. Get well, Joe. Be back soon.
And the game, essentially, even though the Bengals had the lead, was over right after that. Washington got the ball. Here's Smith to McLaurin. Washington has momentum. Alex Smith feels it. He hits, look one way to Steven Sims the other way. That's a veteran move. 14-9. And now Ryan Finley is in at quarterback, but there was nothing going. Washington can't rush the passer. Fabian Moreau was the interception. And Washington.
Oh, French accent, I see.
I got it. They like being on Bayou. I can kind of speak a little. Montreal, I can speak plenty. Washington goes on to win 20-9. Once Burrow went out, the Bengals had, 17 yards. And so for Washington, look, at 3-7, they're in the thick of it. But let's go to Burrow. This is his own post. Thanks for all the love. Can't get rid of me that easy. See you next year. You know him. It's awful to see. What a great attitude when his heart was, I don't want to say heartbroken, but everything's changed.
Really, really good young player. I got a chance to know him last year when he took LSU to a national championship. Great player, championship person. He will be back. His determination and mindset is unbelievable.
So since he had something go on, they'll have to wait till next year. We hope it's the beginning of next year. Once upon a time, Matt Rule coached P.J. Walker at Temple, and they also had a receiver named Robbie Anderson. Now, fast forward, Carolina Panthers today hosting Detroit in Charlotte. And Teddy Bridgewater tried to go before the game. He ruled out. P.J. Walker, XFL, but really Temple, gets the start for Matt Rule. And, of course, you're going to throw to Robbie Anderson right away. Why not?
The old comes new again.
The Owls come new again. The Temple Owls. Of course, that drive resulted in a punt, but Walker looked calm. DJ Moore, sideline, 52 yards down to the 17.
Nice throw there by the young man.
Now down to the 1, Mike Davis. He's had a big year. You know, I mean, no McCaffrey, but Mike Davis has picked up a lot of slack. I know the Panthers have lost 5 in a row, but they're up 7-0, and Matthew Stafford with a hand problem, and when the snap is no good, he can't get a hold of it. And Marcus Haynes. Now, it is Marcus Haynes, I remember along with Meadowlark Lemon and Harlem Globetrotters. Must be another one.
Yeah, and they tried to put Stafford in the shotgun. Something's been going on with the thumb all week. He tried to gut it out, but you could tell he wasn't the same.
Lions can't recover. 7-0 Carolina at the half. Walker feels it. He can move. They list him 5'11". Don't know if he's that tall, but it doesn't matter. 20 yards to Moore, down to the 24.
I'm not sure who's taller, him or Kyler Murray. We had to measure him one day.
Well, neither of them are 5'11", but 3rd and 3 at the 17. Walker. Curtis Samuel. And look at this. He's going to play some video games. Really?
PlayStation 5. They got a new game out.
14-0 Carolina. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Now, Tricky Lions. Stafford, Kerryon Johnson, Stafford, Marvin Jones Jr. Oh, they're in the game, but the Lions.
It's a flag.
Matt Patricia, the pencil getting longer. Tough. 3rd and 10. Brian Burns sacking Stafford. Efe Obada in on the sack as well. 5 times they stacked. They got a shutout. I don't care what the situation was, and you can speak to this more than I can. 20-0. Carolina snapped the 5-game losing streak. Walker threw for 258, but a shutout, their first in 5 years.
Walker was outstanding. The shutouts are hard to come by. Boom, outstanding job by the Panthers. And if you're the Lions and you're Matt Patricia, the seat may be in fuego right now. They've been bad ever since they let Jim Caldwell go, Boom.
Well, Cowboys, they've been pretty bad.
How about them?
Vikings, how about them Cowboys? Meanwhile, the Vikings have been hot. They won 3-0. Great to see Andy Dalton back on every count. A, B, C, D. Oh! A, C, D Lamb with an A catch.
Tracking the ball, but look at the way he twists his body, Boom. You got to be a super athlete. You might have to have a six-pack to twist your core that way to catch that ball.
That's unbelievable. Cowboys lead at 13-7. Be nothing but great catches in this game. 16-7 Dallas in the third quarter. Here comes Minnesota, starting to look good. Everything but those uniforms. I just don't like them. I don't care. I don't remember Fran Tarkenton wearing that. At any rate, Kirk Cousins had him Thielen. Oh, what a Thielen, 51 yards. Now, Thielen dancing on the ceiling. The flag, he didn't need it. He caught the ball.
Who needs two hands, Boom, when one will do?
Wow. What a game of catches here. Lamb, then Thielen. It's 16-14 Dallas. First play, fourth quarter. Cousins fakes the give. Thielen again. Normal catch. 21-16 Vikings. Mike McCarthy says, let's go. 2nd and 4. Tony Pollard. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Pollard gone. And the Cowboys go for 2, and they get it. They're up 24-21. This turned out to be a really fun game. 10 minutes to play. Cousins. Justin Jefferson. The Jeffersons moving on up. 39 yards. 28-24 Vikings.
Put his name in the Rookie of the Year camp because he's having an outstanding season.
2:06 to go, 4th and 6. And Dalton hits Amari Cooper to keep the drive alive with the Dallas Cowboys trailing by 4. Dalton. The Dalton Schultz and Chris Boyd in the chest, but he,
You got to have picks like that, Boom. Game could have been over with at that point.
That's tough, though. Dalton now says, I went to Schultz once. I'm not going to be shy. Schultz, I know nothing. It's a touchdown, 31-28. How about them Cowboys? Minnesota, 4th and 6. Down by 3, $1:20 to go. Pressure. Cousins. Ooh, incomplete. Dallas Cowboys. You know, they played Pittsburgh tough a couple weeks ago. Minnesota have been good, but in the end, you are what your record says you are. Minnesota, a little rebirth, but they fall to 4 and 6. Dallas, 3 and 7. And in that division, everyone's in it. Who would think a game of 3 and 7's Dallas, Washington? Big, big for the turducken on Thanksgiving.
Well, if you look at Minnesota, the thing that I thought that they had put behind them, the mistakes, they reared their ugly head in the second half. That's why they lost this game today. And if you're the Cowboys, Boom, understand this. The NFC East is still up for grabs. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, if you can keep Andy Dalton healthy and you can start to resemble somewhat of an NFL defense, they can still win this division. 3 wins. They're leading the division right now as far as the Eagles. So if you're Dallas, that's the message you have to preach in that locker room.
7 wins the division. 6-9-1 for Philly could win the division.
Right, because of the tie.
But if you're 3 and 7, that means one of those teams is going to win. There'll be 4. Look, and the Giants are idle. NFC East, win the division, you get a home game.
Yeah.
It's that easy. It's that easy. It's not that easy to win the Jets. Oh, the Jets. Old AFL matchup. Well, the Chargers did begin in L.A. for 1 year. At any rate, Joe Flacco playing against Justin Herbert. Slight difference in age. Jets, look at this. They blocked the punt. Henry Anderson blocks the punt. Quinnen Williams, he's a good player, recovers at the 29-yard line. Give him credit.
It's one thing to block a punt with your special teams. The Jets had their defense on the field, and they blocked the punt.
That's awesome, and it sets up the Jets in field position. We got Joe Flacco. We got Frank Gore. We've turned back the clock. We got Matt Snell's great nephew scoring touchdowns. And then LaMichael Pirine of the football playing Pirines. Touchdown. Very jet-like, they missed the extra point.
Could this be the day? Could this be?
Let's hope so. Maybe not. Tavon Campbell picks up Joe Flacco, and the Chargers lead 7-6 in L.A. Justin Herbert. Well, this is the way it's supposed to look. Mike Williams, gone. 39 yards, 14-6 Chargers.
Justin Herbert got a new haircut this week, but he's still throwing the same dimes to Mike Williams.
Well, Flacco, Joey Bosa back. Hits the ball. Official reviews it. Arm going forward, incomplete, but Jets punt. Ooh, well, yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Ball goes forward. Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm good. Bosa makes a big difference. 14-6 Chargers. Herbert. Tyron Johnson. How's that arm? 54 yards.
Great throw, great catch.
As the old Gub would say, go Chargers, go. Hunter Henry from Herbert, 24-6 Chargers at the half. 24-13, the Jets get in it. A little more breathing room for the Chargers. Herbert to Keenan Allen. It's a touchdown. And so the Chargers are going to, well, no, they're not, because they're the Chargers. The Jets got to within one score. Give them the nod. They tried, but in the end, the Chargers, they get a rare win, trying to blow the lead. They didn't. Good for them. And the Jets fall to 0-10, and more on that in a moment. Dolphins, if they win, they tie the idle Bills for first in the AFC East in Denver. Miami's won 5 in a row. Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins. And they see their defense, Xavier and Howard. Boy, the defense, special teams, they intercept Drew Lock of Denver.
The cornerbacks for the Dolphins have been outstanding. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, the best duo in the NFL.
16 straight games, they forced a turnover. Miami, who would know that? Miami leads 7-0. Devontae Parker, there it is, 7-0.
Did he get it? 1 foot? 2?
Oh, yeah, from
good.
Louisville. Tua, 6 touchdown pass, 7-0 Miami. Now it's 7-0. Lock. Well, he was iffy to come into the game. He plays hurt. Lock. There you go. Picks up a first down, keeping the drive alive. And then deep, it's Melvin Gordon. End zone, we're tied at 7. This was a good game here at Mile High. Now, Tua struggling. He is a rookie. He's going to have it. Sacked 3 times in the first half. Denver brought the pressure.
Yeah, they brought a lot of pressure. Miami's offensive line was terrible. And you see Tua gets kind of twisted up here. It didn't look too serious, but something was going on with him.
So they trail 13-10 at the half, Miami does. Lock, the Gordon. Oh, he gets through the tackle hole between that hole and the guard. 20 yards, 20-10, Denver.
Miami is a big blitzing defense. How you combat that? You run the ball at the blitz.
3rd and 21 for Miami. Tua. He's been sacked 5 times. Why don't we make it 6? That's Bradley Chubb. Chubb gets to Tua. He's twisted a little bit. He was all right.
Yeah.
They were just all over him, huh?
Right, and you can't hit him high. You can see him. His body gets contorted there. And he's talking. Anytime the quarterback is talking to the coaches and the trainers, probably not good.
Now, he didn't play again. And now Gordon up the middle. The ball comes out. Here, they're about to put the game away and go up by 2 scores. But at the 1, the ball comes out first. They signal touchdown. And with 2 minutes to go, look at this.
Van Ginkel.
Andrew Rip Van Ginkel. You can't go to sleep on him. Every week he snores his way to a big play. And then but we didn't give you the drama because Fitzy led them up the field 99 yards, almost all the way. But Justin Simmons picks it off.
But you could tell Fitzy's like a boxer. He hadn't been in the ring a while. A little ring rust. He did not see Simmons in the middle of the field. Tried to put it in there. Interception.
So Denver gets a win at home. You know, they give you an effort for Vic Fangio. The Broncos win 20-13 Miami. The 5-game winning streak is snapped. They fall to 6-4. Denver is 4-6. After the game, Coach Brian Flores.
We just struggled getting it going. And look, when that's going on throughout the course of a game, you got to try to do something to create some momentum. That's why we made the switch.
Coach felt like it was the best decision to put Fitz in to try to give us a spark. So when I heard that, I mean, you know, it's really what's best for the team.
It's very clear this is Tua's team, and you know Tua's going to continue to get better and grow, and you know, so for me, my defined role right now is whatever Coach Flo and whatever the team needs out of me.
Their team is together. You know, they play the Jets.
Exactly.
Now, what about this game? These two fellas, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, thrown for almost 800 touchdowns. They've thrown for 63 miles. Did you hear me? 63 miles. And we're picking this up late second. Packers up 21-14. Flag called. Marquez Valdes-Scantling trying to catch it. Pass interference. Packers get the ball at the 5. Now look, so in the first half, we didn't really get to show you this, but the Green Bay Packers scored 4 touchdowns.
And they were outstanding in the first half. The Colts defense couldn't get them off the field, Boom.
28-14, so you figure they're not going to stop them. Even though Indianapolis' Colts have an excellent defense. Jacoby Brissett played quite a bit as a change of pace and a quarterback sneak. 4-yard gain on a 4th and 1, trailing 28-17. Rivers, Jack Doyle, 2-point conversion. Now all of a sudden we're up to 28-25. Where'd all these points come from? All right, now, next year the NFL is going to give us more than 3 minutes of highlight. And I'm saying it right now. Packers trail 31-28, 4th and 1. Rodgers play action. Looking for Williams, too long. Packers turn it over on downs. A lot to go here. $1:58 to go. Frank Reich, 4th and 4, they're going to go. Rivers, up 31-28 to Nyheim Hines. First down, Pack have 3 timeouts, though.
Good play design, pick route for the first down.
3rd and 26. Rivers is hit. No whistle. Pack have the ball. It was ultimately, first they said a touchdown. Then they ruled it was incomplete, which I guess so. 4th down, the Colts forced to punt. Rodgers to Valdez-Scantling for 47 yards. They're at midfield. Down 31-28 with under a minute to go. Rodgers. It's the Adams family. Devontae for 18 yards. Rodgers. They're creepy and they're kooky. That's out of bounds. And now 4th down. Mason Crosby. 7 seconds to go. He stills and Nashes it for a tying field goal. We go to overtime at 31 all. Packers get the ball first. 2nd and 2. Rodgers to Valdez-Scantling. Oh, Julius Blackmon forces a fumble. DeForest Buckner. What a big move that was in the offseason for the Colts.
The Colts defense was big in the second half and in overtime. Defensive coordinator Matt Eberflut's outstanding job.
Now the rookie, 39-yard field goal, Rodrigo. Oh, darn. You've sunk my Blankenship. The rookie from Georgia. It's good. And the Colts down 28-14 hold the Pack to just 3 points over the last, 2+ quarters. The Indianapolis Colts, who play Tennessee again next week, they win as the Titans did. They're up to 7-3, and the Pack fall to the same record, 7-3. Wow, what a game. Let's go back to what changed in this thing. And look, the Colts defense, Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. What did you see that they did in the second half to turn this game completely around, Booger?
Well, they kept the ball in front of them. In the first half, the Packers were getting the football down the field with big plays. That's not like the Colts defense. Defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, he talks about keeping the ball in front of you. That's what they did in the second half. Limit the big plays, create some turnovers, and that turned the game around. Now you give your offense an opportunity to matriculate the ball down the field, and that's what happened.
As Hank Stram once said.
Exactly.
Look, Phillip Rivers has matriculated a lot in football. Look, the Colts, yes, they're contenders because they have a defense. They got an offensive line, although they got way behind, they came back. Phillip Rivers, if you like football, I don't care if you root for the Colts, against the Colts, whatever. Phillip Rivers being in the thick of it, I like it. At the very end of his career, will they be good enough on both sides of the ball? That's my question.
If he can turn back the hands of time for about a month, and that month is going to be in January, because defensively, they're good enough. The offensive line is really good. They have really good skill players, but the quarterback has got to be a guy who can control the game. He doesn't have to have the huge arm. Just watch Drew Brees in New Orleans. Just distribute the football. Be the best point guard. Be Steve Nash. Can he do that? If he can get hot and do that in January, they can beat anybody.
Right. They would have to do it in a Pittsburgh, in a Kansas. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. All right, I wanted to note, because we talked about it, the poor Jets. Look, the list is a little longer than I thought, Booger. So the Jets are now, since the start of the Super Bowl era, the 22nd team to begin 0-10 or, quote, worse. We have the cork ready to go, by the way. And only 3 of them ended up all the way with an offer. So there is time. I just wanted to put a little hope on it as Thanksgiving. At any rate, Game Ball, who do you got?
I'm going with the guy. Anytime you don't play football in a long time and then you come back, Taysom Hill, boom. He was efficient. He looked like Drew Brees. Then he added a couple of extra elements. One, the deep ball, and secondly, the ability to run the ball in the quarterback position. The Saints will be just fine with Taysom Hill playing quarterback until Drew Brees comes back.
You know, we talked about Phillip Rivers, and he doesn't have the pelts that Rivers does, but Andy Dalton, look, COVID, concussion, the team has gone completely south, and here he is back and playing great as the Cowboys up at Minnesota. And in that division, we said you're, quote, in it, which you are. It was just good to see Andy Dalton. Again, we got to like Big Red. He gets a game ball for me.
Football is always good when the Red Rifle is playing and he's playing well.
I mean, you know, and then we get to see on Thanksgiving what they can cook up. Speaking of cooking up, pretty good Sunday night matchup. The Chiefs have lost one game in the last 52-plus weeks. It was to the Raiders. That was Sunday Night Football. Scott Van Pelt with the highlights. Scotty?
Boomer, I hate to correct you, but actually it's
the Raiders
against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Of course, the Raiders beat them in Arrowhead earlier this year. Chiefs looking to return the favor, maybe a victory lap. And this was an excellent game played at a high level. The first 4 drives of the game resulted in touchdowns. Chiefs finally held the Raiders to a field goal. And then before the half, they got a pick, so they had the lead in the second half. And this throw from Mahomes just doesn't make any sense. He's running the wrong way and connects with Travis Kelce. Later in the drive, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his second touchdown of the game. That's a 16-play, 93-yard drive for the Chiefs. They lead 21-17, their first lead of the game. But this Raider team fought hard all night. Carr on third down. Completes to Hunter Renfrow. That sets up first and goal. It's the first play of the fourth quarter, and it's a great play design. Darren Waller wide open back of the end zone, and Carr knew the moment he let it go, we're back in front, 24-21.
Raiders!
But then your guy, Andy Reid, Boomer, he's got the best quarterback in the game on 4th and 2, Mahomes. Demarcus Robinson keeps the drive alive. Mahomes. Rolling right. No way Kelce got 2 feet in, did he? Actually, left foot, right toe drag. It's first and goal. Great play design, and Le'Veon Bell cashes this, his first touchdown since week 11 of 19. That's their second double-digit play drive of more than 90 yards. But here come the Raiders to try to answer right around the 2-minute warning. Carr up top, looking for Aguilar. Defensive pass interference. To get down there, you want to use as much time as you can, but it's 3rd and goal. Carr got all day. Is anyone open? Eventually, it's Jason Witten. And Witten, just across, secures possession. Raiders lead, and everybody across America said, too much time. They were right, because Mahomes delivers to Mecole Hardman. First down. Mahomes. Kelce. First down. Kelce had 8 catches, 127 yards, and there were a bunch of difficult grabs, as you've seen in these highlights. This is as easy as it gets. He's all by himself in the end zone. Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, 348. Carr was terrific with 3 touchdowns of his own, but he threw a pick when he got the ball back with 28 seconds left. And the Chiefs answer the Raiders' victory on their home turf with one of their own on the road, and Andy Reid can relax, at least for a moment. One tough road win this week. They head to Tampa to take on Brady next week. Meanwhile, the Raiders certainly showed very formidably in this one, but they take the loss and they hit the road next week to take on Atlanta.
Back in Tampa, and in the end, in my gut and in my head, I thought Jared Goff and the Rams left too much time on the clock for Tom Brady, and the result at the end would be different. But full marks to Goff and the Rams, who come in their 5th cross-country road trip of the season, trying to take on the GOAT, Tom Brady. Of course, things didn't go all that well for Brady and the Bucs in their last home game. They were blown out by the Saints. Scoreless early on. Here's Goff avoiding the pressure, bought some time, and Robert Woods had a tremendous game.
Yeah, he sure did. He was finding the open zone holes, him and teammate Cooper Kupp all night long. Whenever the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went to zone, they couldn't really hold up.
Then it's Evans, second, third, nothing down until he hits Pater. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
My favorite play of the game was that effort play by Mike Evans. They found the matchup opposite of Jalen Ramsey. That didn't happen very often in this game, but when they did, they took advantage.
Love when guys score their first touchdowns in the NFL. Congratulations to Van Jefferson. And for that matter, why stop at just Van? To the entire Jefferson family, wherever they're watching, that's a football that's coming home. His uncle in attendance, holding that for safekeepings.
We had great offense in the first half, and I felt like great defense in the second.
And then Cam Akers, like Jefferson, his first touchdown in the NFL.
Yeah, that drive
Close to running out of footballs in this game.
That drive was a culmination of them going tempo, kind of getting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary in particular gassed, and Jared Goff started having his way throwing the football.
Here's Goff. He's picked off there by Jordan Whitehead.
Well, that was the decision that he mentioned. Maybe you don't throw that, don't take that risk in that scenario because you put your defense in a bad spot, but his defense was up to the task, despite the fact that everybody's rolling the boat.
That's nice. I like that.
Maybe they all went to Minnesota with P.J. Fleck there. Tough to tell. And then it's Godwin, able to extend for the touchdown.
And you talk about the effort by Mike Evans on his touchdown. Here's just another great example of guys who are just true professionals doing everything they can to get 6 on the board for their offense and keep the game alive.
Matt Gay signed this week, only 2 days ago, his first practice, and against his former team, the Buccaneers, here in Tampa. That's the go-ahead field goal. But again, still 2.5 minutes to play. Tom Brady's got the ball and a timeout. But in the final possession for the Bucs, here's Brady, intercepted by Jordan Fuller for the second time tonight. Fuller, the rookie, just off the IR list, comes up with 2 picks there. And in the end, it's enough. The Rams able to win by a field goal, and they improve to 32-0 under Sean McVay with leading at halftime. That's quite simply amazing.
If you would have asked Jordan Fuller, is he going to have 2 interceptions against Tom Brady in that fashion tonight? No way.
A lot of cool firsts for the Rams. Pick up the victory here in Tampa against the GOAT.
All right, and thank you as always. And look, again, from all of us, very happy and wonderful Thanksgiving in these just different times. You look like a guy that enjoys Thanksgiving.
I love it. I'm a ham guy, not a turkey guy. So
Really?
make sure you enjoy plenty of swine.
Well, listen, the turkey, the thing is, it takes about 2 days to kind of wake up. So when you wake up, we'll have NFL Primetime for you next Sunday for week number 12. For Booger McFarland, I'm Chris Berman. Eat up, enjoy it, help us eat up another helping of NFL Primetime.